It really is set up for the perfect second half. The underdog, the slight underdog, has its nose in front, and we're about to go.
Weather's cleared a bit as well. Fans are into it in a very big way. Jacobs and Nankervis. Nankervis this time over the head of Cochin. Douglas, just as he was about to kick, and this is something good for the Tigers. Graham to Ellis. Ellis goes wide, and that's a very, very good mark taken by Lambert under extreme pressure. So the Tigers, if you've just joined us, 4 goals in a row in the second quarter. They are feeling it here at the moment. Riewoldt launches, almost identical to his first quarter big hanger. Great grab from Riewoldt. A little right foot kick to a dangerous zone. Martin and Sloan was there. Sloan got a punch away. Crouch the fumble. Strong contact from Townsend. Gee, Hooley got taken forward and was searching for the free. And have a look at Jack Riewoldt here.
Exactly the way you want to come out after half-time. Your lead is Jack Riewoldt launching at the footy, marking it. And a tackle from Trent Cotchin back at that centre bounce. Created the turnover. Brilliant.
And there's Cotchin there. That one just got away from him, Prestia, to Rioli.
You're right, Liggy. Their endeavour in the tackle has been at a really high level, led by that man there, Trent Cotchin.
Well, Adelaide backs to the wall on the scoreboard and literally on the ground at the moment. The first 10 minutes vital for their survival in this grand final. Jacobs tries to lay it down. Martin, every time he goes near it, the crowd roar. He's gone near it again. He fended off. He didn't keep control. Hooley wrong side for him. Crouch did okay. Martin again with help from Riewoldt and a boundary throw in. Richmond have got their foot on Adelaide's throat. There's a long way to go, but they have got their foot on the throat of a Crow.
And he had a big first half, Martin, but he just feels threatening at the moment, like he wants to rip this game out of the hands of the Crows.
And that's without their 3 smalls playing well. Rioli, Castagna and Butler. Only 9 touches between the 3 of them. That won't get there. There is Butler. So 9 touches between those 3 smalls. Lambert there with the kick. Hasn't quite got it done, so there's a lot of room for improvement there. I think their pressure side has been good, but they've got a score as well. Jacobs, double-handed fist. Graham there looking for the free, and he may have milked it. High tackle. Gee.
Let it go.
That was interesting. Let's have a look at this. Yep, good call. It was there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Move away.
That was called by the umpire out of the area.
Now, this is a massive goal. The Tigers have just come off 4 in a row. They're feeling, as you say, Lingy, and if this one sails through, gee, Graham has won in the game. It was a big goal, and this is even bigger. 30 out, a little bit of angle. So Graham has kicked a huge goal at the opening couple of minutes here of the third quarter, and Richmond by 15 points. He kicks his second, and that has ignited the Richmond fans.
When you go to half-time and you've got all that momentum, but then you've just got to sit down and think and hope, and you can't let yourself get too excited. The best way to settle all that back down again is to start the third quarter exactly the way the Tigers have done it. Cotchin in the middle, Riewoldt with a big mark, and Graham with a crucial goal.
Biggest margin of the match for either team. Douglas out of the centre. Rance being held onto.
Richmond.
Well, BT talked about the small forwards for Richmond not hitting the board. A couple of big forwards for Adelaide that need to hit the board in the second half.
Yep, haven't fired a shot yet. Tex Walker, Josh Jenkins.
Andy Otten.
Andy Otten as well.
Caddy came across. Good mark. What about Graham? He's the only teenager out there. He's the boy from Tea Tree Gully in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. Kicked a couple. Remarkable story. Martin. The hips are so strong, we know that. This is where Rioli was dangerous in the prelim final. Working with McKay. The ball bubbling around, and now a boundary throw-in. Well, we talked about the first 10 minutes of this quarter being crucial for Adelaide. They're right in the middle of that 10-minute period. They cannot concede another here.
Clearances are just starting to creep up for Richmond. +5. That's where they're getting so much of their drive.
Fans starting to lift in voice here. No ruckman making contact. Boundary throw-in falling short again. Lambert knocks it onto Martin. Here he is. Got it. The fend off. The tackle avoid. The handball to Grigg. Exceptional stuff. The Tigers are alight. The Tigers are on fire. No. Mark paid to Lever. Must have just got it on the line. High ball. Walker had to come late. Tigers here threatening. Edwards a little hook kick. Found Lambert. Probably hasn't got the wheels from there. Lambert 55 metres out, looks behind for an overlap 50 kicker. And no one there. Now Floston is. He'll wind up too far out. Sloane came at him. 60-metre kick. High ball to the square. Punch away by Talia. And Lever effective.
Well, if Adelaide win this match, they're going to win it now. They're going to win it now. Here's the mark. They're going to win it by holding Richmond in the next 5 minutes and then bursting off that. Because they're on the ropes. We know that. Brownlow himself. They can't get the ball forward of 50 in this quarter. Jenkins, good mark. Has to do more of it. What about Martin a moment ago, ducking heavy traffic? Martin, the handball.
He's done it all you, Bruce. Absolutely brilliant.
Jenkins coughs it up. Hurley having a game and a half. And then Hurley with a measured kick to Rioli. Laird got over the back. Brown going back, had a little injury problem with Kelly before half-time.
They've made Adelaide go down the line so often today, and then when they have been brave, Adelaide gone through the corridor, they've turned it over. So all of a sudden, they've lost that ability to go through the corridor and change the angles like we spoke about before the game.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that, Duck. We haven't got any good examples of that happening at all for the Crows. Credit to Richmond. They've done their homework and they've executed perfectly.
Jacobs and Nankervis again. Kelly to Cameron. Hasn't been able to find the time and space today. Walker here in the contest. Gee, that's a good mark in front by Floston. Played very well. Had a jittery moment or two early. Other than that, he's been very, very good. Short ball here to Edwards. Loves playing in the corridor, Edwards. Just a little too far for him to score. Rewald on the lead. Here he comes. Strong hands needed. Talia did nicely without giving away the free there. Little handball by McKay. Kelly's handball is picked off by Prestia. Got it back inside here. Lambert sponged it out. Edwards with a bit of space and time. Finds Grigg.
That's the lowering of the eyes. That's the one they weren't great in the first half. Now starting to find some targets, and all of a sudden, these smaller forwards starting to find plenty of room inside forward 50.
They're all over them, aren't they? They are dominating right now. Richmond started this third quarter.
Biggest lead of the game on offer. 6 Richmond goals in a row if successful. Grigg to the famous punt road end. Riding it with him. He's got it. Look at them jump out of their seats in the background. The Tigers have kicked 6 in a row. Tom Pike never looks concerned, always got an answer, but within that cool composure, he would be wondering what he can do to get his mob fired up.
Well, this is as big as it gets now. Look at this centre clearance for the Adelaide Crows. Douglas, Crouch, Sloane, all in the middle.
The Crows are on their knees, 22 points down. It comes to the leaders. They're great players. They've got to stand up in this moment now. There's no point waiting for somebody else to do it. Sloane, Walker, Betts, Jacobs, they've all got to take this game back or it's gone.
Douglas fell over. 42 minutes, Liggy, since a goal for Adelaide. 42 minutes since Greenwood kicked that goal. And they left 4 goals to 2.
Talking about the best attacking team all year. Have the Crows.
And they don't even feel threatening at the moment.
Jacobs and Nankervis. Seedsman beaten for Cochin winning it to Lambert. Lambert kicking to about 35 metres out. Talia did okay. Butler can get dangerous. Good hands. Terrific tackle on Townsend from Hardigan. Butler got it though. Gets a kick away to about 25 metres from goal. Revolt launched himself. Grigg over the top. Lambert. Oh yes. 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 Do you know what? It's not quite Tiger time, but it's starting to feel like it's Tiger time.
They're going to take some beating now.
Well, Adelaide have got to stand up here.
It is all Richmond right now. Work rate from their smaller forwards, midfielders. Kane Lambert, reward for huge Ks covered. Nearly 10 Ks. He has worked so hard to get on the end of the footy today.
The Tigers are terrorising the MCG right now. Adelaide fans extremely nervous. 28 is not enough, but that's where it's at right now. And the Tiger fans, look at them, out of their seats. They're jumping. They're about to explode. They are loving what they're seeing here today. Grigg has been in amongst that. 3 goals already in 10 minutes of footy in the third quarter. Douglas with a high ball. They're all one-on-ones back there. Eddie Betts gathers, thought about the barrel, went inside. A big goal needed from Eddie, and he misses. To the right-hand side.
Not sure what Eddie was doing there. Not sure he was having a shot. It looked like he was just trying to kick the ball to space rather than have a deliberate shot at goal.
Well, they needed a duck.
Contested possession this quarter, 19 to 10. First use, using it effectively, and then creating pressure. And they've got him rattled. That's why Eddie didn't know what to do, just rattled.
Grigg's big fly.
Push. Unrealistic.
So Jacobs, how can he use it here? Very short, it's okay. McKay on the burst. Not going to come back, is it? And it'll be a behind.
I reckon he played on then because he thought it wasn't far enough and the umpire wasn't going to play the whistle.
And maybe Duck thinking he might be too far out and they could pinch a metre or two. So Adelaide with a couple of behinds. That's not going to get the job done, though.
No, but they've holding the ball in their half of the ground here for a moment or two. Martin elevates. Riley Knight did well, but ran into the Hooley wall. And Lambert, who's been impressive again. Look at Hooley. How hard did he go there? Martin runs away from him. Needs someone to go with him. He found the fastest man on the ground. Rioli, little spearing ball here to Riewoldt. 60 metres out, Riewoldt. Butler, look at the Tiger players at the back of the pack here. Riewoldt has sensed that. Up they fly in the air. Couldn't quite get there. Gee, it was close for Townsend. And now Crouch.
Gets himself in a bit of a spin. Laird still under the pump. They get it to Talia. Talia has to just kick as far as he can. Sloane's at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Atkins was good early, but he's been very quiet. Broad just turned around beautifully. Cotchin, the two captains close together, but a different tale for both of them. Asprey off a step. Beautiful kick wide. They're expansive, Richmond. Prestia. Butler. Ilachi's back. Butler measuring, kicks to centre-half forward. Townsend's in a reasonable spot. And for the second time, Jacobs does something very important in the back half for Adelaide.
There he is good. And this kick's risky, but found the intended
50 metres.
Douglas target and 50 to go with it. Rocked him on the head, said umpire Meredith, and a little late.
Well, Nankervis is off the ground again at the moment, so that match-up is Grigg and Jacobs, and Grigg is trying to run him from one end of the ground to the other.
Douglas short ball to the lead of Otten. Otten turns, wheels and goes, and here comes Walker. So finally, Tex gets hold of it in a really good Tex Walker position.
This is a massive kick. He has to kick this goal. His last shot at goal, BT, he was about 35-40 out, didn't actually make the distance. We know that he's a beautiful kick under normal circumstances, but the pressure right now on the captain.
Massive, massive, massive kick. The skipper of Adelaide to keep them in it. Look at that. Arrow straight. So Walker gets Adelaide's fifth.
Can that be the spark?
And it could possibly be back to 20 points.
And the good thing about it, it's the biggest kick of the year in a way, but Otten lowered the eyes, are prepared to spot somebody up forward 50. Now they're 5 goals behind. He could have blazed.
Jacobs enormous.
And fantastic. Twice done.
Yep.
Down back.
biggest kick of his career, and he knows it. That might just be the spark they needed.
Back to 20 points. Sheeds 8, Hurdy. He'll give the Norm Smith medal today. He won it in 2000. Cochin searching, well done. Castagna bounced off Crouch. Knight, are Adelaide making a move? No, Broad got involved with Greenwood. Gee, that is a win to Caddy. And then Caddy's got a fairly open forward line. Martin's running forward, 50. He wants the one-on-one, Dusty. He's not going to go to him. It was a bit wide. Caddy decides to go wide. Interesting to Nankervis. And then Nankervis with a little careful one to Graham. And Graham, who's kicked 2 goals and has been a revelation. He's the only teenager out there today.
We know he's got the composure. Not sure exactly if he's got the length from here, but he's certainly got the temperament. He's nailed those other 2 goals.
What a 5th game of footy it's been.
Well, nobody this century has won a grand final with less than 10 games and been unbeaten. So he's having an incredible run in this final series. Can you believe he's kicked 3 goals in the grand final? Jack Graham, that is. Well, a lot of strange goal kickers in grand finals. You know, Shane Ellen's one of the most famous. Paul Abbott kicks it. This is one of them.
Yeah.
This is one of them. Gee, they're going to be hard to beat. Adelaide can't stop them scoring now.
Good kick, got right through it. He's 3rd. Tigers back out to 26. Crowd bubbling here at the G. Matt Crouch. High contact here on Douglas.
Probably not you, the other one. Back here, play on.
Dishes off and Brown gets as deep as he possibly can. Rants again with the spoil. McIntosh has to crash through a couple. Now he's taken them on. Now he really is in trouble. Looked like he was swinging uppercuts then, but of course he was just trying to get rid of the footy.
Good pressure from from Betts, I should say, and Cameron. Can they turn it into something? Tap at the back by Jenkins. Ellis, Hooley, well done. He belts it away. Martin, front spot. Holds it, not quite. Hardigan with him. That's a better matchup for the Crows. Butler, well, Lambert's taken off here. Butler, does he get through? He doesn't. He took a chance. He had to release the footy, I reckon. Douglas held up. Martin fending off, gets the kick away. Effectively to Revolt. Revolt to centre half forward. Bubbling ball. Caddy keeps his cool. Goes back to Ellis. They can reset here. They've got runners forward 50 now. Ellis just takes a deep breath, and now to unload it.
Play on.
Just goes short. Rioli presents up. They're very patient at the right times, aren't they? The Tigers. Daniel Rioli, no chance of the distance here.
Play on.
Just will wait for something to happen. Decides to go long. Didn't quite get it to the top of the square. Hardigan, almost a juggling mark. Pressed here, tackled. Spills Castagna. Interception Jenkins. Rebound Edwards. High ball won't get there. Kelly's sitting under this. And Lever makes sure it goes over the boundary.
One of the most impressive things with Richmond today is even the times where they look like they've coughed it up in the middle of the ground and made a big mistake, and Adelaide were going to be able to score on turnover. They've got it back again.
They've had support, haven't they?
Yeah, they've all come in. They've had numbers around the footy and created another turnover.
Jenkins just laid it to Greenwood, who got laid. And then Greenwood's, well done, Edwards, to Townsend. Prestia in the pocket. Nope, it's a behind. What a final series for Prestia. He and Caddy have become, and Nankervis, the 3 they brought in have been vital for the whole season, haven't they? And they've stood up in all the big matches, certainly in the back half of the season. Kelly short. Brad Crouch.
49.
Again, held up. It's the theme of the day. Richmond have done it perfectly. Long down the line. It's not what the Crows want to do.
No, they're normally that little switch kick, change the angles from half back. Haven't been able to do it today. Rance kick wide. So why is that, boys? Why, Duck, have they...
Richmond have set up beautifully. made sure they've had numbers through the middle of the ground. They haven't allowed them that release kick, so they've had to go down the line.
Former 300 gamer Wayne Campbell there. Best and fairest Jack Dyer medalist of the club. Hartigan now with GWS, of course. Douglas, the boy from Broadford here in Victoria. And now Richmond pushing across, and they've been able to stop him again. That's the kick they've forced here, and guess what? Richmond have cut it off again. Grigg back here to Martin, going to have to be a good spoil. Somehow Martin's juggled it, thought about putting it on the boot, gave it off to Castagna. Right foot snap, got it. Goodness gracious me, the Tigers have got another. Gee, look at Punt Road. It's gone berserk. Absolutely berserk at Punt Road.
How did Dusty Martin end up with that footy?
Not sure there's any stopping them now. Have a look at this. Punt Road adjacent to the MCG.
Look at that old historic stand. It'll be shaking.
And now the biggest Tiger fan of them all, Mick Malloy, inside the stadium. And what about Dimmer? 33 points. Martin and Castagna there. Sloane can't get away from Graham. Crouch's little handball. Jacobs, Cochin ripped it off him. Rioli off the ground. Talia, Rioli off the ground again. Ball getting to the back. Lambert outnumbered. Doesn't matter at the moment if they're outnumbered. They've got all the force with them, the Tigers, and they don't get the stoppage. Brown, Knight, quick kick from McKay, off a step. Walker can't make the contest in his favour. Hooley's a beautiful kick. He's got options. He's going to go with a long ball to full forward. Castagna nearly. Laird in trouble, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky.
How good was the captain again there at that centre clearance, Lingy? He just willed it forward, tackled, pushed the ball forward, tackled again.
Had the opportunity to handball there, Rory Laird. He decided not to. Absorbed the bump instead. Very lucky to get away with that. Broad off hands. Here's Lever bustling his way through. Otten and Rance. And a free against Rance here, I think.
Against Otten, and it's just panic now. They are so worried about Alex Rance intercepting and rebounding that Otten's just giving away free kicks through sheer panic.
There it is.
Twice this quarter.
Yep.
Great shots by our cameras. Rance down the line, high ball, Nankervis there. Hartigan as well, Nankervis ended up with it, little ball around the corner, Hooley, long and deep, Tigers again, penetrating, look at them run, here they come, the Mosquito fleet, Rioli's there, Lambert's there, they're all there, they attack, they maul, they stop, and they try and score here. Sloane has to dive on it, Townsend on top of him as well.
And the numbers at that contest then, Richmond had 3-4 more players there. Adelaide players were all left 30-40 metres behind the ball. That Richmond forward pack are on the hunt.
Jacobs did well. Good smother though by Lambert. Cochin, that's that will that Duck and Lingy were talking about. Caddy out on the full. Hey, Tim, I just want you to check Richo's pulse for me. How's he going down there?
He's white at the moment, poor old Richo, but they're right on top here. And you mentioned Graham's goals, but Damien Hardwick also has enough faith in him to actually play him on Rory Sloane. I mean, that's amazing for a kid playing his 5th game.
Crouch. Both of them combining. High footy Rance, Otten, Floston. Good handball. Brandon Ellis. The boy out of the Calder Cannons footy factory. Left foot back inside. Half volley Castagna. Martin run down by Crouch. Matt Crouch. Goal saving tackle, you feel.
Gee, Martin's take there was sublime, but Crouch did something that's almost impossible, isn't it? To get a free kick holding the ball against him. Seedsman, long kick, Otten and Walker. Otten from the side, down in there, Curvis. Rance again. To Ellis, to Grimes, comes in. Heard the call, Vlosten protected the ball well and gets a stoppage.
That Adelaide forward line has just been towed up today, Duck. The Richmond defence, brilliant.
How good was Nankervis there? Summed it up beautifully. He might be 6'6", 6'7", but he can play front and square as well.
Doing the ruck work here, Duck. bubbled away from Knight. He did okay. McKay, he sort of measures a kick. Otten in a contest here. Grimes front spot. Vlosten. Otten did pretty well there to win almost the 50-50. Grimes, Sloane. Ball getting out. Well, Prestia gets it back off McIntosh. Back to McIntosh. Back to Prestia. Prestia handballs to space. Adelaide have to stay firm. Laird has it ripped away. The Tigers are off again.
They are indeed. Castagna, a bounce, a dash through the middle, a little low ball here. Missed Townsend on that opportunity. Lever went without it. Richmond applying enormous pressure. Butler keeps it rolling forward. Here we go again. Gee, look at the Adelaide Crows. They are under enormous pressure. Martin has got a free. They panicked again. And Dusty Martin's got a chance to send the MCG into an absolute tiger frenzy.
What happened is the tackle just lingered too long. He ended up dumping him to the ground. So the ball came out straight away, then you just continued on with it. Bad luck. Whoa. No, it's come out in the tackle. Play on!
He plays on, round the corner, bent it too much.
But that's the word, isn't it, BT? Panic. When the presence of Dusty Martin, Alex Rance down the other end of the ground, Adelaide players are panicking.
They've been so organised all year, Adelaide. It's been one of their strengths. So organised all year. They look completely rattled, don't they?
They look a shadow of the team they've been all year, though, Bruce. And Richmond have forced that. But there are players out there for the Crows who their heads would be doing themselves in right now. They would be struggling mentally, feeling the whole world closing in on them.
Atkins, well, that's a terrible handball by McKay. And Rioli's going to win a free kick.
That's why they're rattled. Because of that pressure, the Tiger pressure, which we've spoken about all year.
It was the only thing that, I mean, skill can fall down in grand finals, can't it? But pressure is always there, isn't it?
Yep.
And maybe Atkins shouldn't have called for it as well, but it was just never going to go anywhere, that one. He kicked a goal from here, didn't he, in the preliminary. Gives it off to Hooley. Now, Hooley's got the length. Could he go home and just absolutely hammer this one? And almost put Adelaide out of the game. He has the skill. He's a beautiful kick. If he was on the run here, you'd just back him, wouldn't you? Let's see. He's played a wonderful game. It's not quite going to do what he wanted it to do, but Richmond get another point a little further in front.
Lever. Now, this is what they normally do. Short kick, change of direction, but normally there's not so much pressure on the guy that's marked the footy. Here's Hartigan. Back to Matt Crouch. Better build up here. Kelly. He was jittery as well. Goes down the line here. High footy. Sloane trying to elevate over the top. Otten there as well. Got it on to Sloane. McIntosh did well with the interception there. Now he's got to get rid of it. Can't afford to suck it back in. Greenwood didn't know where to go. Panicked out the back door. Graham took it away. High ball. Talia's under this. Tried to take the chest mark in the end. Probably should have taken it into the hands. Butler. This mosquito fleet again. Little handball there. Missed on that opportunity by Castagna. Crouch round the corner. And McIntosh is going to mark again.
All the answers at the moment, Richmond. And McIntoshins to Cotchin. Cotchin's got Hooley so wide, he probably couldn't have got to him, so he's going to go more defensively and kick it sort of to centre half forward. Castagna the target. Kelly, he got him, Castagna. Butler getting the scraps. And then Crouch again. But he has to blaze. They need a mark. Asprey, Sloane, little give okay. Lynch, haven't called his name for a long time. Jenkins, haven't called his name all day, to be honest. Can he do something here? He spreads it wide. Now Atkins is a good long left footer. That's not a good long left foot kick, though. That's a poor kick.
It's a nothing kick. Didn't want to have a shot. Didn't know who to pass it off to. And there's one word that causes that. And we've said it all day, that's pressure. And it becomes perceived pressure too. In your mind, you think the world's coming at you.
Asprey down the line. Jacobs trying to lock it in. Sloane helping it on its way. Lynch. Beautiful Lynch. Beautiful. So Jenkins with a free kick. It'll probably come after the siren, because he'll use his allotted time. And this will be the last kick of the quarter.
15 seconds.
And it is a massive one because it takes it from the 30s to the 20s. Psychologically, I reckon there's something in that for players as well. Jenkins now, his kick's only 40 metres, virtually no angle. And he has kicked it to the left-hand side. Silent sounds, and he curses himself. But the Tigers stand and applaud. Another big 5-goal quarter for the Tigers. It's ready to go ballistic at the MCG. Tigers by 34.